Painting with Josh. Today we're going to be doing part 3 of Liekoron, the Timekeeper, as I'm calling him, from Mortal Realms magazine, or Age of Sigmar if you don't want to buy him from Mortal Realms. I have deviated from the plan a little bit by making him have a black cloak instead of a dark blue one, because I think it looks more like a modern ghost or portrayed. So I am going to be highlighting the eyes red, just for a bit of a scenic value. So I'm going to be using the Citadel base paint Mephistone Red. So I'll just give that a quick shake up. If you guys also do like the video, make sure you like and subscribe, as it really supports the channel and shows me you guys do like to see these videos. So just get a fine detail brush and then just reshape it a bit. Okay. Once you've got a fine detail brush, same drill, just get some paint, apply it to your palette or card. 2:1 ratio as I like to use. Twist your brush to get rid of some of the paint. I'm going to be twisting quite a bit, as I only want a bit for the eyes. So, there's the eyes. To me, it looks quite sinister, and I like that look. So, we finished with the Mephistone Red now for a bit now. I only need to do the eyes, and then we'll be using it for something else as well. So, just clean your brushes. Make sure you always do this, as it helps the brushes stay intact and you can use them for longer. And it's just easier than going out and buying 17 different sets of brushes every 3 weeks, because they've lost the point. It appears though the red dye from the paint has dyed my blonde paintbrush red. So we just need a bigger brush now. Get a pot of Mechanicus Standard Grey, or any grey paint that you would like to use. Just shake it up like that, so, and then open it till you hear a pop. This is a slightly newer paint, because I don't think I've used it yet. Get your big brush, grab some paint on the end of it, apply it to your palette or card. Same drill, 2:1 ratio, twist the brush, and then just apply it all over the gravestone. It is hard to reach due to the angle that the model is positioned on the base. The back is a bit easier though, so just be careful as well, because white is notorious for taking ages to rebuild up if you do make any mistakes. So just be extra precautionary. I'll take extra precautions when applying the grey to the base, as it can be undone, but it takes extra bit to undo it. Just make sure all the base area, even the skull at the side, is highlighted in grey, as it just gives the base something to sit on. You can slightly see the bits where you haven't painted, as it is a darker grey than the grey paint you're using. Okay, so now that you've finished that, just grab a new piece of tissue. Just grab a new piece of tissue and then make sure all of this is unhighlighted or clean, as it does affect the bristles quality. Just make sure no grey is coming out of it. These are some good brushes that I have been gifted though, so they are a bit better. You can close the Mechanica Standard Grey and just wait. I did notice, however, that I have missed one of the ghost tendrils at the bottom, just there. So I am going to be painting the gravestone first, so that I don't risk getting white all over it, as I can just go over it with grey again. So I am going to be painting that after. So just make sure you guys notice that, as it does look like part of the gravestone. You just gotta wait for the paint to dry now on the gravestone. You can deepen it a bit more by adding details to the model. So in this case, you could shade down the metallics, which I'm going to do now actually, with Citadel's Agrax Earth Shade. Just give it a good shade before use. And then let's pop it open. Let's get a good brush, and just apply it to your palette so that you don't just slap it straight onto the miniature. Same with every paint, but you don't need water to thin it down, unless you want a really fine coat. Then just apply it to any metal bit that you want, really. I'm going to be applying it to all the metal bits so that it looks like it's aged and it's an old ghost. One of the veterans of Mortal Realms. Apply it to all the brass bits or silver bits if you've done them in lead belcher or the silver paint. Alright, so that's all. There's not many metallics on this model, but there are a few, so you can deepen the look by adding some shaders to it. Just clean your brush again, get all the shade out of it, and I think the paint has dried on. Okay, so it's not dried, but we can do the skull and the dirt around there, so we can I'm going to put some of these paints away first because they're getting a bit out of hand, so I'll put my Mechanical Grey there. So we can base it with Mornfang for the dirt. I'm going to be using sand, so I'm going to use Avalanche Sunset to blend in. Citadel's Avalanche Sunset, it's a base. And for the skull, I'm going to be using I sort of want it to look a bit aged, so I'm going to use the paint XV88, so it looks like a really old skull. So if I just give that a shake to make sure all the compounds in it are bonded together, but we're not going to be using that one first. So just give your Avalanche Sunset a good shake to make sure that everything's bonded together and it captures some paint in the holder. This video may be a bit longer than some of the videos I have posted, because I just want to get this model finished so that it doesn't stretch out too long and I can start progressing with other video ideas. So 2:1 ratio again. Curve it out like that. I'm going to be using a fine brush. I just like to use a bigger brush for getting the paint onto the palette. I'm going to be using a finer one, as this is a bit of a smaller area. And by the time we've painted the skull and the dirt or sand, the stone should be dry and we can paint the roses on it. I'd also just like to thank the huge growth we've had on the channel, as we've received tremendous amounts of views, more than I thought we were going to get, and subscribers. If we carry on at this rate, we'll be a big channel in no time. So I just like to thank you for that as well. Like I said in the previous video, make sure to like and subscribe as well, as it really helps out the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so we're 14 out of 1,000. So if you guys can contribute in any way to that, then I'd be grateful. So I can apply a second coat of that once it's dry. So the gravestone is now dry. We'll just finish off the sand and skull now. So we just got a bit of paint on that twist. Like I've said in every single one of my videos, it's better to do 2 or 3 thin coats of paint than do one humongous base coat, and it obscures all the small details and makes the model look unappealing. This hobby is all about fun as well, so if you're a new person in the hobby, then don't worry about if your paints don't look as good as others when you go to workshops. As I was painting like that at the beginning, let me just show you. I think it was this one. Yeah, it's this one. So this was my first ever Necron. It has a red blade, gold, very simple paint job. But as I have progressed, I have got a bit more advanced in my painting, so I've learned how to use contrasts and techniques like that. If you would like me to share some of those techniques with you guys, then make sure you leave a like and comment down below, as the like really helps the channel, and I'll know what content you guys want to post as well. So every now and then just keep getting new pieces of tissue and unloading the brush of paint. Make sure to keep turning the brush as well so it doesn't run out of its point. Right, once that's done, I'm going to apply a thin layer of XV88 later. So I'm going to apply for the vines a base of Caliban green for the vines. There's a small rose bush, I think, growing up the gravestone there. Hold on, focus. Right, it's there. I don't know if you can see it. So let me just shake my Caliban green up. And just open it. It should be a nice amount of Caliban green on the capture, and just apply it to the palette. A bit of water and twist to get the paint off your brush. Don't paint the roses themselves, as it will be a bit harder to go over them with a red. But don't worry if you do. The rose bush is a nice touch to the model as well, as it's all grim dark, and then there's a nice rose bush growing at the bottom of the grave. It just contrasts it really well. So as you can see, I've added green to to the bush right there. I'm just going to get my corn red out, a little bit of a dimmer red so it doesn't overwhelm the entire model. So first, let me clean my brush. I am using the fine brush as well, guys. So just clean your brush and then just twist. I am just going to paint the rose bush and then I'll paint everything else off camera, and I'll probably submit a photo to my YouTube communities of the finished model, as the video was getting a bit long now. So I'll just shake it, and then that should be the end of the the Mortal Realms Ghost series. And it's been a great. I have more models that I just have in my pile of shame that I've built and just never painted. So this YouTube channel is sort of pushing me to get content out as well. So it's also helping my pile of shame get lower, sort of. Okay guys, so that is the model pretty much finished. All I'm going to do is just add some sand to the hourglass and just paint the skull at the bottom there, and then I'll submit a photo to the YouTube community page, and that's how you paint a really simple sort of ghostly Mortal Realms. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching.